Hi, I'm Mick Doherty from Soccer Coach Pro. Today we're going to do Defence Back 4 Session 1. As you can see here, we're working roughly from the halfway line round about the centre circle. A few footballs, you can have maybe half a dozen. I've got 4 because that's all I've got. And we have a server. And all he does now is serve into the blues at any area. It doesn't matter right or left or central. And all I'm asking now, working on, as a coach yourself, we're working on the back 4 and his ability to work with the goalkeeper. Initially, if the ball is played into a striker, you'll find that the centre half here will go and close down. This leaves a little bit of a problem now for the 2 defenders here, because there's a bit of a gap, a bit of a hole in here. At the moment we have no midfield players making forward runs, so initially it's just a fact of these 4 making sure they keep nice and tight and compact. I'm sure you'll understand that as this happens, as the ball is played into this striker here, the right back should automatically come into that little hole there, the other centre half comes in there, and the left back comes in there. Because the major danger is that little gap in there. Because if this centre forward can turn the centre half and play a little ball in there, you've got a serious problem because it's straight and on goal. So it's important A, that this defender stands the forward up, making sure that this defender, the right back, comes in and covers ground, because if the ball goes out here to the left winger now, automatically he'll try and get turned. In turn, he then goes automatically to shut the winger down. This centre half should then drop off. This centre half comes across one, so he's marking not only his own man, because he'll be looking to come in here, the left back comes in here also, and automatically you're keeping a nice compact line. And if you keep that little gap of maybe 10, 12 yards between the right back, the 2 centre backs and the left back, you'll be very difficult to break down in terms of a little through ball. So it's important initially that as we start again, and we go back to scratch, it's important that you find that A, there's no space allowed for the striker to receive a ball and turn and take you on, because that will pose a problem in itself. So the important factor is, if that ball is played in from midfield or centre back to the striker, this centre half has really got to go tight, and consequently the 2 covers come in very, very quickly and keep compact. If you can make the opposition play wide and square or backwards, as a defensive unit, you are doing a very, very solid job. So if we go back to that 4, and this is how you can develop the session as a coach, you can work on that for 20 minutes, half an hour, until you feel satisfied that the players, the unit, the back 4 are doing their job. They're having conversations with the goalkeeper. If they get a ball wide and they're getting close but you've got to drop away, can you hold the 18-yard line? Do you need to hold the 18-yard line? And what you'll find then is, as you build the session up, we then have maybe 2 extra attacking midfield players, 1 extra defensive red. So now you've got a 6v5 situation. So now the onus is on the Reds to defend very compactly indeed. The ball might be played in, they'll have a lot of possession. You can look at Barcelona of this day and age, how they keep possession and they're probing, they're taking their time, but the opposition are keeping nice and compact, nice and tight, trying to make the opposition play, as I said, backwards or square, across there, wide, goes and shuts down, cover, 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 cover. If the ball gets played back across again, and back across again, across, 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 across. And you keep that little continuity, that little tightness. It's like a washing line where you're all holding onto it and you keep it nice and tight. You will be very, very difficult to break down. And remember, in that period of time, it could be 10 seconds, 15, 20 seconds, but in that period of time, you'll find that an attacking midfield player has time to get back and recover, and consequently, you have parity now, you have the same numbers. A winger might come back to help out, another winger might come to, and you've got strength in numbers until you win the ball back and then you go on an attacking phase. But prioritising everything, the initial factor is, if you can work as a unit, as a four, and keep nice and compact and tight, you'll be very difficult to break down. And the one thing I'd say to you, again as a coach, and it's something I've always adhered to, put the onus on them, put a little bit of pressure on them. If you concede a goal, there'll be a lap of the pitch. So there's a little bit of something about it. If they don't concede a goal, then the attackers have got to do a lap of the pitch. Work for 5 minutes, work for 10 minutes, and you'll find that the essence, the intensity of the session becomes markedly better.